Now let's take a look at the three approaches of the GDP calculation. First is the production approach, which is the sum of all value added at each stage of production. Value added is, for example, the difference between the total value of the final sales and the total value of the intermediate products used in the production of the final product. Second, we have the expenditure approach, which is the sum of personal consumption expenditures, or C, gross domestic private investment, or I, government expenditures, or G, and the net exports, NX. In other words, GDP equals C plus I plus G plus NX. NX is the net exports, which is exports minus imports. Finally, we have the income approach, which is the sum of income earned in the production of final goods and services. In other words, it is the compensation of employees plus taxes on production and imports less subsidies, plus net operating surplus plus consumption of fixed capital. So this is how GDP is calculated based on the production approach. It is based on the gross value added by sector. The sectors are business, which includes non-farm and farm businesses, households and institutions, which include households and nonprofit institutions serving households, and the general government, which includes federal, state, and local governments. Next is the expenditure approach calculation. With the expenditure approach, GDP is the summation of personal consumption expenditures, gross private domestic investment, net exports of goods and services, and government consumption expenditures and gross investment. Now is the income approach. The income approach is the summation of the compensation of employees, taxes on production and imports less subsidies, net operating surplus, consumption of fixed capital, and statistical discrepancy. Now let's take a look at gross national product, or GNP for short. GNP is the total market value of all final goods and services produced by the labor and properties supplied by the residents of a country in a year, regardless of where they are located. Let's take a look at the difference between GNP and GDP. GDP is equal to GNP plus income receipts from the rest of the world minus income payments to the rest of the world. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.